Firstly, it started with the love that I have for my country. I'm going to go all out, sir, because this is my moment and this is my golden ticket to represent my country, and I'll be representing 1.4 billion people. Fitness is something that I have to do every day. If I don't take that time out to take care of myself, I won't be able to achieve the things that I want to. Like I said, first challenge is to convince the parents that, okay,
सबसे बड़ा challenge.
there is an industry as such, and I have a potential to excel in it. Is when you start thinking about something and take a step, just take a step. That is all it matters. Don't just sit there and think, oh, I want to do that. It's always about that step.
Hi Gokul, welcome to Mirchi.
Hello, Gaurav. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Same here, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good. कैसे चल रही है अभी लाइफ, क्या चल रहा है अभी?
Right now, as you can see, Mr. India World 2024 is happening and I'm still soaking it in.
अभी कुछ है फीलिंग एग्जैक्टली, मतलब नर्वसनेस या एक्साइटमेंट?
Everything, all of the above. It's a bit of nervousness, overwhelming, and a great feeling also because you end up winning something that you've been working on for the past 4 years. So
Yeah.
it's a great feeling.
या कांग्रेचुलेशंस ऑन दैट.
Thank you very much.
एंड हमें पता है आप लेके आओगे वापस भारत के लिए.
That is the goal, to represent 1.4 billion people. It's a big task, but I intend to do it with the best.
बट मुझे गोकुल के बारे में कुछ जानना है थोड़ा. बचपन में जाते हैं, मतलब चेन्नई में.
Yes, Chennai is home, and it gives me the feeling of this warm smile on a sunny day types. And I've had a very fun, frivolous, carefree childhood, fairly simple, going out with my friends, eating a lot. I had a good childhood.
या बट ये करियर का कैसे आया, मतलब हाउ डिड यू डिसाइड?
Oh, actually, that had nothing to Chennai. My choices were never based out of the environment that I was in, because there is no fashion industry in Chennai. It's still very, very raw. And but when my ambitions and imagination, interests were never bound by the places that I've been to. It's always been bigger. So I guess that's how I'm here.
या बट मोटिवेशन कैसे मिला टू एंटर द वर्ल्ड ऑफ पेजेंट्री एंड एंटरटेनमेंट?
Firstly, it started with the love that I have for my country. I've always wanted to represent the country in one way or the other. When I was a child, I wanted to get into the army, but again, mom and dad said, no, that's not happening. And after that, when I thought about what am I really good at and passionate about, that's when fashion, fitness, and my country came into the picture. And Mr. India made perfect sense.
या बट हाउ डिड यू कन्विंस योर मॉम एंड डैड?
Oh, I didn't.
Huh?
That is how I convinced them. So I did not tell them that I was going to get into pageantry or I'm going to pursue my interests in Mr. India. Nothing of that sort. There was a pageant that I did back in 2021 and it was completely virtual. And I was sitting in my office, I was scrolling through the phone, and that's when I saw it and I just applied for it. I was thinking maybe I should just take a shot. I just felt it was a gut feeling at that point. And I just applied for it. And after that went on, the auditions went on for 9 months.
9 months?
Yeah, 9 months. And through the 9 months, I didn't spill a word to my mom and dad. They had no idea that I was
ये छुपा के
participating.
रखा कैसे for 9 months?
I was in Bangalore and they were in Chennai. I was working in Bangalore, so it was better. So they didn't see me do any of the stuff that I did, auditioning or anything at all. But after that, when I finally made it to the finals, I had to come to Bombay. So that they will definitely find out. So I still remember, a week before I was supposed to fly to Bombay, I sat down with my dad and I said that there's this pageant that I've been a part of for the 9 months, and from 1,500 contestants, I've gotten into the top 5 now. And he was like, what? What are you saying?
हमें पता भी नहीं था ये.
No idea. And he's like, you know what? Might as well just get done and come back. And the rest is history because I was the debut season winner. And then after that, he saw the support that was gathering in and how people were celebrating, and relatives reached out saying, I'm very proud of your son. So I guess he wrapped his head around it after winning. So that is how I introduced them that, okay, I'm going to pursue something like this and you have to be okay with it.
बट डू यू थिंक कि चीज़ें अनप्लान्ड होती है हमेशा लाइफ में? Do you think so?
I think so. I think magic always happens when you least expect it. Like that is one of the I would love to believe it, yes.
Huh?
That unplanned things are the best. Even this, at some point, even though I wanted to represent the country, and that was the dream, that I was very fixed on. But how I'm going to get there, at what time, and what opportunities are going to pop up, nothing was planned. So,
Do you believe in manifestation?
yes, I
Yes?
do. I mean,
You
your
apply?
thought becomes your walk. So, I do.
Have you applied? मतलब ये कब start हुआ manifestation?
No, I don't apply it as a principle as such, but I think my belief is when you start thinking about something and take a step, just take a step. That is all it matters. Don't just sit there and think, oh, I want to do that. It's always about that step. And then you keep taking steps, and then no matter the hurdles, you find a way out, and that's how you get there.
हर्डल्स की बात कर रहे थे, आई एम श्योर कि चैलेंजेस बहुत आए होंगे.
Yes, sir.
सो कैसे फेस किए हो?
It's a long journey, and it all started, like I said, first challenge is to convince the parents that okay,
सबसे बड़ा challenge.
there is an industry as such, and I have a potential to excel in it, and that was my first challenge. And after that is figuring out the how, because I had no contacts. I'm from Chennai, no background in the fashion industry or film industry, and how are we going to get there? What are we going to do? And what is it? Because there is no written route for how to become a model, or there's no institute which teaches you like, okay, after this you get a placement, and then you just go about it. So that becomes the major challenge, and then risk comes in. I had a stable career, corporate career. I had to take the risk of quitting my job, shifting to Bombay, figuring things out. So all of these, there's many challenges, but everything when faced with a good smile, I think can be beaten.
So financial problem भी आया होगा?
100%.
That was the biggest challenge.
100%, sir. That was also a very big challenge because I was hell-bent on not asking mom and dad for money. I wanted to figure things out on my own. So that becomes a challenge because modeling is also that sort of a job which is not stable. You don't know when you're going to get your next job, or 1 month you're working really well, you're doing ads, you're doing shoots, and the next month just sitting and chilling and waiting for the next job. So that becomes very very difficult to tackle.
But जैसे आई एम वेरी श्योर कि बहुत लोग होंगे जो ये वीडियो देख रहे हैं, आपको सुन रहे हैं, जो ऐसे सिचुएशन में होंगे अभी.
Correct.
उनको आप क्या बोलना चाहोगे?
Just believe in yourself and keep doing the right things, and don't fall under the wrong circumstances. Like, take your stand, wait for it, it will happen.
Patience is the key.
Patience is very important.
But आपके बहुत सारे मेमोरेबल एक्सपीरियंसेस भी रहे होंगे. एक टॉप पे जो अभी याद है.
Yeah, once was when I was shooting for an ad for Myntra. That was very nice because first time working for such a big brand, and I saw how organized they were, and the system they had created for everything was so smooth, and everything was on time. And so that was a great. I got to learn a lot from that actually. Yeah, now I understand why they were the giant that they are.
ऐसी कोई चीज जो बताना चाहोगे जो आपको सीखने मिली?
Structure. Like how, because in general shoots, they're very, they're never on time. Like if they say the wrap is going to happen at 5 a.m., it generally goes down at least till 8 to 9. So there's a lag. But that, they asked me to come at a certain time. They shot at the perfect time that they've allotted me for. And then I was at home by the time I would have been changing clothes at another shoot.
बाप रे.
Like that.
But आपका भी एक clothing brand है, Doto.
Oh, so Doto was a college project of mine. It was a very experimental college project that we did because I just graduated, and after that COVID had hit India, and lockdown was going on, and there were no jobs, nothing. I was just sitting at home, and a bunch of our college friends, we got together. We wanted to create something that is very unique.
तो ये लॉकडाउन में?
Yeah, this was during lockdown. So Doto happened completely during my lockdown. I in fact call it my first baby because that's when I worked for it, and it was like a paid MBA that I did. But because it taught me so many things of how to create a brand, how to run it, what are the things that goes into, forming a brand and everything. And like I said, with a bunch of college mates, we started together. And the idea was to also put in a social cause into it, which is to talk about gender equality and all of that. Because it's a man-made filter, the discrimination and everything. And it's all perception. So if a piece of cloth, we just took it as an example. It's just a cloth. You make it if it's a man's wear or a woman's wear. If it's a t-shirt, anybody can wear it. So that was the idea we had behind creating. And Doto means equal in Japanese. So that was the idea behind the name of the brand also.
ये कहाँ से Japanese कैसे?
We wanted something catchy and something that made sense and conveys the brand's value, which is equality, equal. And Doto sounds very catchy, on the go. Yeah. It's quite cool also. And I love Japanese, though I only know 2 words. I just love the sound of it. How the sounds of Japanese language is very, very cool. That's what I think. So that's how we got Doto.
एक चीज मैं अग्री करता हूँ बिकॉज वो सुनने में काफी पता नहीं, there is something to it.
Yeah, you just get intrigued towards it.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, that voice. You know?
But आपको ऐसे कोई challenges इसके लिए face करने पड़े for this brand?
No, sir. I think fashion is very acceptable of things. You know, it accepts for who you are. It never questions. Oh, you shouldn't do this. You shouldn't do that. And I think that is one of the greatest strengths of the industry also. So when it comes to breaking norms in terms of fashion, we didn't have any problems. Everybody was very accepting, and in fact we garnered the support of a lot of people. I didn't expect it to be so overwhelming, and a lot of people reached out to us saying that this is great stuff and it's quite futuristic, because back at that time there was no gender neutral brands that were trying to make it big in India, and it was barely getting established in the West at that point. So we did get a lot of support for that.
But ये भी thought कहाँ से आया to break the gender equality now?
It should not be a point that where we are fighting to be equal with something. It's wrong. It's just morally wrong. It's ethically wrong. It's just, so we needed to make a stand of it. And I think it was, since I've also been very, socially loud about the things that I stand up for, I wanted to make a brand that conveys this message. So that is how we came up with Doto.
But आपके हिसाब से कितना important है अभी gender neutral fashion?
Our point was to establish that it's okay. You choose what you want to. That is all. So we're not going to force anything upon anyone. So that's why we never took a geographical stand also. We didn't say we are based in Chennai or Bangalore or anything. We just say Doto. If you like our clothes, just wear it. And what we stand for is everything is for everyone.
But आप दोस्तों के लिए भी फैशन पुलिस बनते हो कभी ऐसे if you're hanging out?
वो थोड़ा बहुत आता है, but most of my friends really appreciate my fashion sense and they take help from me, which I take immense pleasure and pride in, because that's a good feeling when someone comes to you and says, what do I do? I have this event. What do I wear? And all of that. So that, yes, it happens. It keeps happening.
ऐसे कोई आपको एक recent चीज बतानी है दोस्त के साथ, ऐसा कभी हुआ है?
Yeah, my friend is getting married and he sent me a ridiculous suit and I said, no. He's like, this is not what you're wearing for your wedding. And then I sent him again. I sent what he should be wearing and he got it done. So stuff like that. That's the most recent thing I remembered, which was right off the bat, like last week. For example, even if you take a Ranveer Singh, you just know that this guy is a bomb. Like, he walks like a bomb, he behaves like one, and he dresses up like one. So it is very personal and it connects with the person that you are.
Yeah. Have you met Ranveer Singh?
No, I would love to. But I haven't.
I'm just imagining कि आप मिले हो and you guys are talking about fashion. So I can imagine.
You can imagine. Let's write it down here.
Manifesting.
2 years from now, I come back here with it.
How was your experience in Jogan Veg के office, founder's office?
Yes.
वो experience कैसा था?
That was life changing actually. Corporately, when I'm talking in terms of corporate and the things that I've learned, it was immense, because I was working at the founder's office as an executive assistant to the CEO, and that job profile you have to do everything.
Okay, sorry I'm cutting you.
Yeah,
इसका meaning है मतलब founder's office? Can you explain थोड़ा?
Yeah, so when you're at a startup, the founder's office are the people of your CEO and the founder, which is technically, it can be two different people or the same person as well. In my case, I was both the CEO and the founder. But my ex company, which was Joker, in which I was working for, they had a founder and a CEO, and I was working with them closely. Executive assistant is I run them through the complete process of the brand. For example, I was handling every fiefdom, be it marketing, merchandising, logistics, customer care, operations, everything. I was run across all of them. And I was about to say, I've fixed chairs there. I've fixed the CCTV because we've shifted from offices. But I've also made some key decisions along with my boss. So it was like everything you had to do. And the exposure and learning that I had from that job was intense. I would say it was about 80% of the knowledge that I have of things right now. Yes.
वो अप्लाई होता है अभी भी मतलब in your
very much.
और आप कितना टाइम थे वहाँ पे?
1.5 years.
1.5 years.
Yeah, I worked with them 1.5 years. In fact, I quit in between, but my boss had me back. He's like, I need you. You take what you want.
You're the best one.
I'm not gonna say that, but it was a great experience.
But जितना भी मैंने आपसे सुना है अभी आपका schedule overall काफी busy schedule है. But how do you manage fitness? फिर powerlifting इतनी busy schedule में कैसे?
Powerlifting was my hobby back in college. And after that, it just stuck with me. And I did get injured in between, so I couldn't pursue with that after that. And as for fitting fitness into my schedule, I don't look at it as an option. Yeah, like say for example, it's bread and butter for me types. I fitness is something that I have to do every day. If I don't take that time out to take care of myself, I won't be able to achieve the things that I want to at the pace that I want to, and I won't. And it gives me a sense of calmness. I take out my aggression there also. Like it builds discipline. There's so many things that you can learn from fitness. It kind of becomes your personality because of the benefits that you get out of it. They say how results get you addicted, and fitness, I can openly say, is the only thing that I'm addicted to.
एम है कि फिटनेस चाहिए बट कर नहीं पाते, एवरीडे वर्कआउट लेजीनेस होता है या कुछ होता है, तो उनको आप क्या बोलना चाहोगे?
See, like if you won't be lazy to eat food, right? That is how I look at it. That is my mentality. I'm putting it out like in front of you right there. Like for me, fuel and fitness and all of these are mandatory things. I don't look at it like, okay, I can do it if I want to, or I want that 6-pack, so I'm doing it. No, I want to be strong. I need to, if I want a certain side of lifestyle and to be able to achieve all the things that I've dreamt of, it requires me to be of a certain caliber, right? And for me to be mentally fit and to be physically fit is very important in that case. So fitness becomes a mandatory thing. I don't feel like, okay, today I'm feeling very low, so it's okay, and that becomes 10 days, and that becomes a month, and the next thing you have a paunch. You don't want that happening, right? So you look at it as something that has to be done.
तो फिटनेस की बात करें, बट मेंटल फिटनेस, मेंटल हेल्थ अवेयरनेस, ये भी काफ़ी इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक है.
Mental health is very important, boss, because I think if you're clouded in the head, everything becomes a problem. If something's bothering you and you don't speak about it, or you don't take an action to to see what has to be done and why it is happening the way that it is, everything becomes mundane, your day-to-day life, and you don't feel like doing anything, and you feel helpless, and that should not happen to anybody. So voice it out, speak to people, be more accepting, and as people, I would only say one thing: just be kind enough to listen to someone. When you listen to them, they don't want you to solve their problems. Of course, they're not going to come and tell you everything and you just go actively resolve it for them. That's not the deal. When they're talking about it, just listen.
आपको लगता है कि अवेयरनेस बहुत कम है मेंटल हेल्थ?
Men's mental health में तो yes, I think the awareness is still quite on the lower side, because in general, from my understanding, men are celebrated only when they provide, or when they become responsible, or when they win in whatever they do. If otherwise, they're called losers, and they're like, nalayak, whatever. They get termed as these things that we don't want to call anybody, because that will put their morale down. A lot of things happen. So mental health awareness when it comes to men is still, we have a lot of work to do.
मैं आपके बिजी स्केड्यूल की बात कर रहा था, तो स्टेइंग मोटिवेटेड ऑल द टाइम, ये भी आई फील काफ़ी ज़्यादा डिफिकल्ट है.
Honestly speaking, in my thought process, I believe in discipline over motivation, because motivation is very fluctuating. You can't bank on it. One day you're highly motivated to do something, and the other day you're like, it falls. But discipline is consistent.
Yeah.
You build that mentality. Like, this is something I have to do. It doesn't matter how I feel. Okay, I will feel fantastic because I'm motivated after doing it, or I might not feel the same way. But you will know when the result comes out, because it's collective of all the days, not just your. In fact, your bad days would be more than your good days. So you have to build that mentality.
आखिरी सवाल है, मिस्टर वर्ल्ड, उसके लिए भी क्या प्रिपरेशन है?
Sir, I'm going to go all out, sir, because this is my moment, and this is my golden ticket to represent my country, and I'll be representing 1.4 billion people, which is a huge, huge task, and I take it with complete excitement, fear, nervousness, everything, and I will be preparing physically, mentally, emotionally, in all aspects, and the training is going to be very rigorous for the next 50 days. I'm going to be having a lot of experts helping me. I'm going to be having mentors continuously monitoring me. There's going to be a lot of work, but we're in it to win it, so bring it on.
मैं सिर्फ इतना ही बोलूँगा कि all the best.
Thank you, sir.
और बस इंडिया के लिए जीत के आना.
That is the plan, sir.
Thank you so much. जाने से पहले एक message for all the audience.
I would firstly say thank you so much for everyone to listening to this podcast, and do follow my journey and support India at Mr. World 2024. You can follow the journey at www.mrindia.com. Thank you.